After 5 weeks on the road, including 3 2-hour bus trips in the past 3 weeks, it's finally time to come back to Byers Field. St. Ignatius and Mentor both have something to prove this week with their records at 2-3, as both teams try to stay alive for the OHSAA playoffs. Week 6 at Byers Field, the Mentor Cardinals and the St. Ignatius Wildcats. This is your Panelmaster pregame update. I'm Mike Watts. Visit panelmaster.com, where control panels are quality by design. 2 ways to catch this week's matchup between the Cards and the Cats, online and on the radio. Ed Dorney and Mike Gibbons will be back on the air this week for WHKW 1220 AM The Word. They will start their broadcast at 6:45. The SIBN will have a double feature this Saturday, a live audio cast of the soccer game between Eastlake North and St. Ignatius at Eastlake North. Starts at 3 o'clock, and that'll be followed by the Mentor game, which is scheduled to be broadcast in live video from Parma. Go to www.sibn.weebly.com for the live broadcasts. A look back at the series history between these two teams. St. Ignatius enters this matchup with the Cards 8-2 all-time. Last season, the Cats beat the Cards on their own home turf. A 47-7 win. Mark Myers threw 5 touchdowns, 3 to wideout David Joseph and 2 to tight end Brendan Carazoni. George New-Roads had 2 fumble recoveries off muffed punts. Mentor's only points on the night came out of Mike Corraz's touchdown to open the scoring in the first quarter. Ignatius responded with 47 unanswered points, snapping a 22-game home winning streak for the Cardinals at Jerome T. Osborne Stadium. St. Ignatius is coming off one of the bigger losses in recent history, with FSN Ohio viewers watching Kansas State and Central Florida instead of the Cats and the Ironmen. St. Ignatius dropped their second consecutive game, a 33-6 final to Don Bosco Prep, the defending national champion. David Joseph had a highlight reel 83-yard touchdown return on a kickoff in the fourth quarter, but this game was all Bosco. Paul Canaveri had 265 yards and 2 scores in the game, and Gary Nova threw for a touchdown while throwing 2 interceptions for the Ironmen. Tyler Ketty shined in the game, 13 tackles, 1 interception, 1 sack, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. Senior Joe Greco, making his first varsity start, played a respectable game, but the offense wasn't able to click. The running game mustered only 16 yards, and the passing game was slowed by several drops on some big plays. On the other side of the ball, the Mentor Cardinals are coming off a major win against highly ranked Willoughby South. Mike Corraz had 263 yards on 39 carries last week in a 48-47 shootout win over South. Sophomore Mitch Trubisky fired 2 touchdowns in the first half to tandem quarterback Colton Wallace. Ricky Hanslick, the team's number 2 running back, had scores from 7 and 10 yards out on the ground. Mentor's defense caused 2 interceptions in the game, 1 in the end zone for a Cardinal touchdown, moved the Cards to 2-3 on the season, and up to number 12 in the Harbin ratings, used for the OHSAA playoffs. Some things to look out for this week. For St. Ignatius, they'll likely return Matt Hoyer to the starting lineup after he was banged up against Centerville. Hoyer was having a good season before being injured, 7 touchdowns to 5 interceptions, 741 yards through the air for the junior. Tyler Ketty will be a man to watch for Ignatius. The senior played a phenomenal game last week and will be looked upon to continue to produce at the linebacker position this week against a strong Mentor rushing offense. For Mentor, watch Mike Corraz, who ran for 265 yards a week ago. Corraz, a senior and 4-year varsity rusher, is one of the top backs in the state, and an offense that has averaged nearly 250 yards a game rushing. For a complete game recap and more info about all the Wildcat Fall sports teams, check out Eddie Dwyer's Corner on the St. Ignatius website. Go to www.ignatius.edu/athletics. If you can't make it to Parma, we look forward to having you aboard online for the SIBN. This is your Panelmaster pregame update. I'm Mike Watts.